Hello, this is Sebastian Griffin Teh Kian Guan. Now, I talk a little bit about forced fatherhood matter, which is a bit controversial. Now, of course, I also want to touch a little bit about inheritance issues, inheritance law, particularly in the state, in the United States, and also other country, or they call it inheritance international law. But that topic is also very controversial. So I think today I would like to talk a little bit more uh, easy, more relaxed. I would like to talk about my belief in, especially when it comes to religion and law. Now, I want my household to be a more civilized household where I do not want the Lex-Talionis principle to be implemented in my household. Now, what is Lex-Talionis?
Lex-Talionis.
Leonis.
Lex-Talionis is a principle established long time ago, thousand over years ago. Now, the first written law, the first recorded written law in the world is by a king called Hammurabi. The Hammurabi actually codified the law and in a writing system. That is why it is the first law written on a tablet. You know, in those Middle East or those Arab countries, they do not have papers. You know, papers is invented by China, by the Chinese. In the old days, they imprint it on the clay, or they make it on the stone, they carve it on the stone. But whatever it is the first written law. And this first written law is based on the Lex-Talionis. That means an eye for an eye. But of course, in today's context, especially, there's a guy called Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi is a lawyer and is also the major player attribute to the India independence. Now, what he said is that an eye for an eye make the whole world blind. If you retaliate, keep on retaliate, then it will make the whole world blind. Now, of course, I'm not saying that we do not want to enforce the law, but what I'm trying to say is that the very first thing in my family, in my household, is that I do not want people to use violence. I do not want people to use violence to resort anything. This is the first principle. My family is a loving family. I do not want my children's, my spouse to use violence. Okay, this is rule number one. Now, why I say I do not want my family member to use violence is that I believe my mother, Esther Lim Pek San, and also my father, the Tan from the Tan family, they are using violence in order to show supremacy. To show supremacy, to show their capability, to show their leadership, which is wrong. Someone that can use violence, someone that use fists to resort matter, it is not clever, it is not smart, it is barbaric. Okay, so I want to say this very clear. Those who only know how to use violence to resolve problem, they are not smart, they are not any superior, they are in fact someone belong to the blue collar category, blue collar groups. They are not someone civilized. There are also instances when they use violence in order to grab inheritance, to wealth or whatever in the course of doing business. That is also wrong. We do not want to, we are not robbery, we are not robbers, we are not looters, we do not rob people money. We do not use violence in order to obtain our wealth. We use intelligence. We use our intelligence and hard working to achieve our goal. So this is what I want to say. So definitely no violence. And I also want to state from the religion point of view. Now, from the religion point of view, I understand that there is two possibility that my spouse or my family members could belong to. The two major religion is, the first is Christianity. I think YTL, Carol Talk is Christians. The US the American woman definitely, I believe she's a Christian also. So the American woman, the American baby boy Christians, Carrot Top Christians, YTL Christians. Yu Tong's mother probably is Buddhist. Yu Tong's mother probably is Buddhist, and then this He Xian, I don't know, but He Xian probably is a Buddhist also. So He Xian Buddhist, Yu Tong Buddhist, Xiao Mingyao Christians, YTL Christians, Little Ancestor Christians, and this Singapore Little Ancestor also Christians. So basically can divide it into Christians and Buddhist group. So I want to state this very clear. The karma system that the Buddhism preach, it is not a Lex-Talionis principle. It is not based on Lex-Talionis. The karma system that the Buddhists preach is that Buddhist is telling people that there is such thing called karma, but the karma is regulated by the course of nature. The nature will take place for karma to happen, but it does not really require a human intervention or deliberately respond to the karma, to the cause and to the causes. The effect is not directly affected by the causes. Yes, it is, but in the course of nature, in the law of nature, it will happen by itself, but it is not regulated by any persons. Human can only regulate law that established in the parliament, established in the congress. That is a country's law. For my family, I do not want my family members to take matters into their hand. Meaning, I do not want you guys to enforce the karma system. Now, if you really study Buddhism, if you know what is Buddhism, Buddhist actually, the very basic principle of the Buddhism is to let go. To let go of yourself, even to let go of yourself. If somebody hit you, somebody slap you, you will not respond back. You will not respond back with violence. That is Buddhism. Because the very ultimate goal of Buddhism is to enter into Nirvana. Enter into Nirvana means, what is Nirvana? Nirvana is a realm of non-existence. That means you will actually no longer exist in the world. Because in Buddhism, the Buddha believe there are many realms. There are many realms in the world. That means there are many worlds, multiverse. Like a multiverse. But there are many multiverse. There are many worlds within the time space. Within our time space, there are many different worlds. But Nirvana is a non-existence. In a state that is non-existent, that means a soul of a person would no longer exist in any part of the multiverse. That means is to liberate from suffering, because the Buddha believe when you still exist, whether it's in a god realm where you will become a god. If you do a lot of good deeds, then you will become a god, ascend into a heaven and become a god. Or if you do bad things, you will end up in hell. And there are also many different level of hell and different types of hell. You will also experience suffering. And even if you are in a human form like what we are now, you will also experience suffering. So there is a thing called impermanence. Now, of course, if you are in a heaven, you will enjoy life. You will have enjoy a very good life. But in the difference between Buddhism and Christianity is Christians believe in eternity, eternal heaven, where you go, where a good person, a good Christians will end up in a paradise and enjoy life for eternity, and the bad guys will end up in a hell to suffer for eternity. But for Buddhism, there is no such thing as eternity. There is a thing called impermanence. So when you do bad things, you also end up in hell. But after you clear off your debt, you will be given choices, given opportunity to ascend into the upper realm. That is Buddhism. Likewise, even if you are God, if you do something bad in the heaven, or when your good deeds are consumed, already finished, you will also descend. So there is impermanence. In order to get out of the suffering, you will enter into nirvana, where you do not no longer exist. That once you no longer exist, you will get out of the suffering. So that is Buddhism. So you are not clinging into yourself. You are not clinging into yourself. So when somebody cause harm to you, whether it's your property or your body, that means if somebody slap you, a Buddhist, a person who believes in Buddhism, they will not retaliate in return. So that is Buddhism. And likewise for Christians, when somebody slap Jesus Christ left face, Jesus Christ will turn right for him to slap on the right side of the face. So that is Jesus Christ. Now in the Christianity also, Christian do not believe in karma, do not believe in cause and effect, not as what preached by the Hinduism and the Buddhism, but in the Christian belief, Christian also the same principle, where as long as the perpetrator repent, truly repent, that means he know his mistake and he is begging for forgiveness, then you shall forgive them. You will not retaliate. So that is Christianity. Christianity also preach kindness, preach compassion, preach mercy, truly preach compassion, mercy, generosity, and all the good value, all the good moral value. Of course, in today's society, in this world, I'm not asking you guys, I'm not asking my children to forgo the perpetrator, to forgo those who bully them. Of course, we will make them pay for their crime, or to make them pay for the damage they caused to us. But within our family, I hope we do not want to fight each other. We do not want to kill each other. We do not want to observe the Lex-Talionis, that means an eye for an eye laws, and we also do not want to take hands into our matter. If there is a cases, if there is a problem within our family, as a head of family, I hope you can, my children can complain to me, so that I can assess the situation and assess the matters, and determine to investigate first, to investigate what is the problem, who is wrong in the case. So that is me. I hope you guys can please observe this carefully. No Lex-Talionis, no an eye for an eye within our family, and please do not use violence. And also, if you see me, please do not stand behind me. You can stand in front of me if you want to talk to me. Stand in front of me if you want to catch my attention. If I cannot recognize you, please call my name. Please call me Papa, and please call me Taken Guan, or call my name Sebastian Griffin. So also please make yourself visible. Not only you stand in front of me, in terms of the lighting. In terms of lighting, also make sure I can see you. Good lighting, good sound. Your volume must be audible by me, must be heard by me, and also stand in front of me so that you are visible in front of me. And please do not attack me. And if you attack me, I do not like people to attack. I do not know why Asians like to attack. And I hope all of you can get along. If there is any conflict within you guys, please look for me and complain to me. You got my number, you can give me a call. Please do not use violence. That is, I make myself very clear. Now, I'm not saying you shall forgive everybody who caused any harm to you. Now, in the case of real crime, now if somebody robbed you, somebody stole your money, you report to police. In the case of emergency, if you're on the street, somebody used knife to stab you, please, if you got a weapon, if you got a gun, shoot the fella, please. That is a probable cause under the US. If you are in the America, there is a thing called probable cause. if you believe somebody will cause harm to you, that probably will cause death to you, you have the right to defend yourself under the United States Constitution Amendment, the Second Amendment, where citizens have the right to bear arms to protect against themselves. You can bear arms, and if you have the probable cause where you believe somebody will cause major harm to you, even your death or serious damage, then you have the right to defend yourself. Now, this law is also in many other countries, the right to defend yourself. In Malaysia also got a law that if somebody persists to attack you, you have the right to defend yourself. But of course, if somebody stab you with a knife, if you have knife, you may step back. We do not want to initiate any violence, or we do not want to initiate any violence. We do not want to cause any problem to people. But if somebody trying to kill you, somebody trying to cause harm to you, bodily injury, then you have the right to defend yourself. But also, please notice, please aware the situations, whether favorable or not. So this is my message to you guys. If you can report to police, if there's a time for you to report to a police, say for example your wallet being stolen, then if you can report to police, you report to police. Now if you cannot report to police, the time is very emergency, you have to take matter on to your hand. You have to take the matter yourself, then you take the matter yourself. Do not be a Buddha, do not be a Jesus Christ during crisis. And also I want all my family members, please do not initiate any attack, please do not initiate any violence to any person. That is my stand. That is what my family members should be. Do not believe, and also do not believe people easily. Always ask the 4W and 1H questions. What, when, where, why, and how. Always ask these 5 questions. And also please whatever you do, think of the consequences, think of what will be the result, the consequences, before you do any actions, before you commit anything. The 5 questions that you need to ask. For example, somebody ask you to meet them up, then you must ask the 5 questions. Where to meet, the locations, when to meet, the time, the date. Okay, the date, say 21st of October 2025, the date, 3 o'clock in Marriott Hotel. Which Marriott Hotel? Tell the location exactly, be explicit. Where, who you want to meet. Okay, for what purpose, what is the purpose, what you're going to do in the meeting. Okay, and why you want to meet them, why, what is the purpose, and how are you going to dress up, how are you going to prepare for the meeting. Okay, what are the things that you need to prepare, and what are the things that you will do during the meeting. Whether it's a meeting, whether it's an event, whether it's a dinner, you ask the 5 questions. And whether it's a job interview, or whether it's a site visit, or whatever you do, you must ask the 5 questions. And whatever people said to you, you must process in your brain first. Now if my mother Esther Lim Pek San asks you to attack me, you do not listen blindly, you are not her slave. Okay, you must think, why Esther Lim, your grandmother, want you to attack me, why? When he said that, when he said that, is it because I have some conflict with her, or because of what, where, when? And then why, when, and then who? Why want to attack me? I'm your father, I'm your husband, why you want to attack me? Who? Okay, and where the location is going to be. Is it what is the location, whether is the location is safe or not for you. You do not attack people because it's under any countries, I believe is a crime to attack people, to cause bodily injury. Okay, what are the repercussions? What are the repercussions means what are the consequences in terms of law, in terms of the from the legal aspect? What is the consequences of attacking people? Okay, think of it and think of what will happen to me if you attack me. What will happen to me? How I feel? How I going to feel when you attack me? When I love you the most and you attack me? Think of the consequences. I hope you guys can think of the consequences. I give you an example. I hope you guys can think before you do anything. Whether it's an investment, in a form of investment, if you're going to invest in a cities, in a real estate, you must also think of the questions. Where is the location? What is in vicinity? What is in vicinity of the locations? And who are living near the locations? Is it wealthy people, or the location is belong to a poor neighborhood? Or what is the crime rate in the locations? Where is who also is very important. Who is your neighbor if you want to buy a property that you're going to live in? What is the what other natural disaster, or they call force majeure, nature disaster, whether there is any tsunami or not, whether is there any typhoon, that is nature disaster, or whether there's any insect bite, or there's any pest. Like if you live in Florida, you might have crocodile or alligator visit you, go into your backyard. Crocodile, alligator in Florida. So you must always think when, how, why, where is the location, how much is the money, how are you going to pay, how are you going to finance the property and all that. So these five questions I want you to ask. I want you guys to remember hard and always ask questions whatever you do. Okay. And please know Lex-Talionis. I want to learn this legal jargon. This legal jargon, Lex-Talionis, I believe is a Latin word, probably a Latin language. No Lex-Talionis. Okay, I do not want Lex-Talionis. No an eye for an eye within our family. But also, I want you to protect yourself. Protect yourself. Think of the law aspect. If you can. If you can make use of the law, make use of the legal system, please make use of the legal system. If you cannot make use of the legal system, if the time is emergency, based on the scenario, if the time is emergency, then you take the matter on your hand. That means you have to mend the problem yourself. Then you have to take the matter yourself. Okay? And please do not use violence within my family. I want to state this very clear. You are not angel. You are not God representative. Okay? We are not God representative. We do not regulate the God's law. Now, whatever you hear, whatever they show you, the karma books, the karma, you do what, then you become what. You do what, you become what. That is regulated by the God. Regulated by, in the Chinese they call Ye Cha. I think it's called Ye Cha, or the Niu Tou Ma Mie, or those God hell beings, they are the one, or the judge, the hell judge. They are the one that determine what is wrong, whether right or wrong, not you. Okay, if you need the police to come into picture, you get the police to investigate and to interrogate the perpetrator. So that is basically that is a message today I want to leave to you. I will talk about the repercussion of marriage law, the inheritance law when come to legal marriage. Now I also want to declare here that I am not married yet. I do not marry anyone as of now. No, I'm still a single. I'm still a bachelor. I'm not married to any person yet.